Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Well, this is another video, I guess, commentary video. I thought about it because I wanted to do a, in my opinion video. I think this would be a good series to show how I feel on topics and how it should be done. Now you may be asking, who am I, right? What is my expertise in this? The title is I'm an observer, a loud thinker. So you can say I'm just another fellow person doing a video. Context on the title, I've seen a lot of debates. I'm always like, people don't know how to argue. I'm also an individual that doesn't know, so I guess these points are, to apply for everyone. I just want to put this out there, professionalism doesn't exist. It's a made-up thing society created to make us sound big brain. Sometimes when you use big words and the person doesn't understand because education is privilege, it can come off as if the big word person is the one that has the great points and the emotional distress person doesn't know how to articulate and they're the dumb one and that their points are invalid. Okay, you might be like, what the fuck do you mean? Point is, the most important things when you're doing an argument is that you have to feel comfortable. AKA, you gotta know who your opponent is. Who are they? Ask what their beliefs are, what their opinions are. You don't want no bad blood when you're doing an argument because none of it is deeper than what it is. But you do want to know their beliefs, their religion, where they're from, are they rich, are they in the middle class? And again, you're like, why the fuck does this matter? It matters because a lot of opinions and beliefs stem from the way people live. Who are their surroundings? Who are their friends? What school did they go to? Where do they get their information? And this is very important because this will give you a broader perspective on who you are speaking with and why you guys are having opposing opinions. One of the things that a lot of people do when they're arguing is that they don't really know who they're talking to. Say you're arguing with a hard-headed person and they just don't understand where you're coming from. You can come to realize by their background, say that their parents were more straightforward. Instead of you kind of setting up stories and examples, you kind of have to be straightforward with them because of the way they were raised. This will help you understand why, and it's important to know why because it can give you a better way of arguing with them and understanding why they are opposing to this. And the reason why you need to know why is so then again, you can find a common ground on how to be able to have them either agree or disagree with you. And this way you guys can also discuss what kind of evidence you will be using to back up your claim or your opposing idea. Say you want to use scientific evidence or perspective-based speaking. You kind of both have to discuss what would be, that way it could still be kind of common and set the tone on like what you guys are trying to prove. Obviously you guys have to, come to agree on the sources, but you can also use this as an opportunity to investigate more and kind of write items down. If you really want to change this person's mind, then you and the other person must give each other time to investigate everything, to properly align again with the evidence, as well as I would recommend not to use statistics because a lot of arguments always fucking use statistics, and it's like statistics can be misinterpreted, misapplied, and lead to incorrect conclusions, which create categorization, and we all know that friggin' people don't think the same, and this creates biases, and just, we all know that it's just not valid. So, but again, if you guys want to argue and want to use statistics, that is your choice, but definitely if you want a good structured argument, avoid statistics. Let that sink in. Oh, Oh, the wondrous world of emotion. So it can be pretty heated, alright? Sometimes when you're arguing with someone, it can be pretty hard to agree when situations such as they don't listen, they hear you, and everything you say, they just disregard it. And it's like, what the fuck? The referee obviously will be used as someone that they can put a lining to say, hey, that's not accurate to the argument. Say that again. Or it's the person that kind of puts that boundary of making them feel stupid, dumb. And like that's not what you're trying to do in an argument. You're trying to just express two opposing opinions. You are not a superior person. The referee should be the one who sets up the rules on what should be said and what should not be said, and to be that kind of that pause button. The pause button in which if a said point is given and the arguer is fumbling on saying the point, just like they could pause and just be like, yeah, just give me a minute to like think about this, like the way to say it properly, and to also give a minute to the person to respond, give a breather, have breaks in between, which is why I would definitely recommend, if you're trying to do like a legit argument that is complex and that is worth your time, and it should definitely not just be a 10-minute thing. It's gonna take a long time. Arguments shouldn't be like a fucking winner kind of thing. Obviously, like, context matters, like on issues that are genuinely morally wrong, positions of, I guess, opposing opinions. Arguments should just be there to share ideas and perspectives. You guys have to come to the conclusion together on what is left, because again, you both have to learn something from this. That's why I'm saying, like, there shouldn't be any bad blood. You should be seeing this as a learning experience. Not everything is black and white, guys. Okay? There can be two opposing opinions and still be in one, if you understand. It can come to several conclusions. That's just, in my opinion, how to do a proper argument. Obviously, like, I'm not saying word for word, like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. I'm just giving ideas on, like, I think this would really bring out a lot of complex thinking with people and a bigger, broad sense of, I guess, viewpoints if people argued this way. Let me know. I would like some feedback. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great summer. Bye.